Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Disney just does not seem to be able to hit a home run in any way, shape, or form when it comes to their parks as of late. Obviously, there was a lot of massive upset and backlash against them changing Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou Adventure down there in Orlando. And of course, the Japanese parks still all have all of that kind of stuff out there. And so if you ever really do want to go see and appreciate actual Splash Mountain and all of the glory it is, well, you have to take a little trip to Japan. But boys and girls, some other announcements that were had over there at D23, because specifically erasing some very specific and iconic features inside of Disney Orlando's parks out there. It turns out it is now receiving massive amounts of backlash because even the pixie dusters themselves are upset about this kind of change, and they are not putting up with it, and even has Disney reconsidering it. So once again, proving that yes, when you push back, when you talk about this kind of stuff, and when you make your voice heard, it does indeed make a difference. Now, of course, technically this is a rumor, but it comes from our wonderful source over there, WDW Pro, who has been right more often than he has been wrong, and has like a 95% accuracy rating when it comes to this kind of stuff. So he's one of those sources we can absolutely trust to take this to the bank with us. And that the fact that the fans out there and the audiences are shaking up Disney and causing them to rethink a lot of the stuff out there just shows you how much power we really have. And it shows you that yes, you can truly and indeed make a difference with your voice being heard. So never shut up and never back down and never give in to their nonsense, and continue to push back and continue to call them out for all of the kind of stuff, because it does indeed work, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to share this article from That Park Place, getting all of the juicy details. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not all, because boys and girls, we are currently kind of in a stuck spot right now. We're inching our way closer to 1,200, and I could not do that without every single one of you. So from That Park Place, and our dear sweet Marvin Montanero over there says, rumor, Disney might abandon plans to destroy Rivers of America for Cars Land. Boy, I wonder why. When Disney announced its plans to add the Cars and Villains IPs to Magic Kingdom at D23, the audience roared with excitement. Well, of course they did. Everybody loves them some Cars. Disney Parks and Experiences head Josh Deanaro was all smiles as he soaked in the adulation of the crowd. But Josh had a little secret on that day, something he didn't warrant the packed theater of Disney fanatics to know. Boy, I wonder why. In order to get Cars in the Magic Kingdom, Disney would have to drain and destroy the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. These opening days feature of the Magic Kingdom specifically had Walt Disney's fingerprints all over them and represented an important time period in American history and literature. Of course, Josh wasn't able to announce that information himself. Instead, he waited until D23 event was over and done with, a time which he couldn't be lambasted in person by the fans he's supposed to be serving. The Disney company instead released some concept art along social media channels showing that the Frankenstein's monster that the Frontier Land was to become. Gone would be the serene Old West setting. No longer would guests be able to meander along the docks beside the water or take a raft river over to the island to get away from the crowds. All things that a lot of fans have a wonderful bunch of memories with. And also, this is one of them situations where, too, by the way, how well is that whole reimagining of Tiana's Bayou Adventure thing working out? I'm pretty sure that thing's been broke almost every single morning that it's been open out there, and it's been broken more often than it's actually been open and available. Yeah, the Disney Imagineering team out there at the resorts is really concentrating on all the right things, isn't it, boys and girls? Now, there would be out-of-place alpine mountains and cars with cartoon faces racing about, utterly shattering the theme and turning Frontierland into some bizarre crossroads of eras. Disney, of course, expected some backlash. Hi. The sneaky announcement is proof of that. But according to sources close to Disney Company, executives were shocked at just how negative the reaction was. Yes, because boys and girls, especially after the abomination that is Tiana's Bayou Adventure, guess what? Even the pixie dusters are sick and tired of this, and they are not holding back, and you gotta love to see it. When you know it's bad, when you've broken your own simps, Disney. Scooper WDW Pro recently covered this topic on his YouTube channel. Just go subscribe to WDW Pro and That Park Place if you haven't already. Citing sources closer to the situation, according to the rumor reported by Pro, Disney is completely flabbergasted as to normally friendly outlets, i.e. pixie dusters, expressed negativity towards the deconstruction of Frontierland. Pro prefaced this news by stating that it was a rumor and should be, at this time, taken with a grain of salt, as all rumors should be, but like I said, Pro has been pretty reliable. What has caught Disney off guard is that the influencers who are typically positive about anything, they are not being positive about doing this. Anything that they do are not being positive about it. So all of the simps for Disney out there, all of the pixie dusters who normally go, oh yes, thank you Disney, can we please have another? Even they're like, nah bro, this ain't gonna cut it. So that is actually catching Disney off guard. And according to the source, it's causing Disney to reconsider some things. Your voice matters. You're getting a billion-dollar company to change its mind. And even the pixie dusters have to finally go, enough is enough, and call this out. The source went on to say Disney is considering altering plans to keep the bottom loop of the rivers of America intact. This would preserve the main area for Tom Sawyer's Island while only getting rid of the northern island that contains Fort Longhorn. Pro, of course, says, I don't like this idea, but it's 100 times better than the idea they have. Pro went on in his video to show over 16 acres of unused expansion land that Disney could use for this project without damaging any existing experience. So that's the case. If you've already got all of this unused land out there that you could easily use this for, why are you trying to specifically go after Tom Sawyer? Well, boys and girls, it's the same reason they decided to go after Splash Mountain, all of their nonsense BS talking points and all their checkboxing because of all of their agenda and the phobias and the racism that's in the past and, of course, that Walt Disney had to represent. It's believed that many of the Tom Sawyer Island is specifically in the crosshairs of Disney's Stories Matters department and has been for some time. The division of the company examines existing content and experiences and suggests changes to make them more politically correct. Oh, yes, because all of those old timey-wimey things, well, they just weren't as educated as all of us out here. They weren't as smart as us. They didn't understand. They weren't as progressive as us. So we have to go back and make sure that all of you are warned and things are changed so we can erase history so that way you never knew Disney was just like everybody else at one point. Oh, the horror. Remind anybody of anything out there? This includes disclaimers on Disney Plus before Peter Pan, Dumbo, The Aristocrats, and others. It also includes changing Splash Mountain to Tiana's Bayou Adventure and altering the Native American scene in Peter Pan's Flight. Well, color us shocked there. Another example of backlash for a process that is going to try to go along with the go woke situation. And we know where this ends up, being going broke. We already know that literally going broke means that quite literally with Tiana's Bayou Adventure because that thing has been broken more often than it's been working for all of the guests that actually want to give this thing a chance. And that is abysmally bad. And yes, with Epic Universe breathing down their neck right now, so many fans are so excited for this, so many park goers absolutely so excited about this. Universal is coming for the Walt Disney Company's lunch when it comes to parks and attractions and doing stupid things like this, upsetting even your very own pixie dusters out there, the simps, the spirit of the age acolytes out there. Even they are pushing back against this kind of nonsense. That shows you how far Disney has truly fallen, even when those people, the people that they literally pay with access and early reviews and early access and all of the other kind of stuff, even those people have to come out there and threaten their own early access because even they have to call out this kind of nonsense. That just shows you how far the Walt Disney Company has fallen, even especially with its parks, and how disastrously dumpster fire of bad that is going. And that's what everybody, it's so funny because so many people were like, Disney's going to keep on going with this way forever, they're never going to change, yada, 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 because the parks will always keep them floating, because the parks will always keep them going. Well, guess what, boys and girls? We've heard report after report of how dismally bad the parks have gotten, how their numbers are dropping, and guess what? That cash cow has finally run dry, and the Walt Disney Company is finally going to have to answer for all of their crimes against their audiences and their fans for trying to change things, rewrite history, and destroy Walt Disney's great legacy. Well, guess what? It ain't going to happen here, boys and girls. Your voice matters, and it looks like you even got the Walt Disney Company shaking in its boots when it's come to more unnecessary woke changes that they're going to make. Because at the end of the day, go woke, go broke fails every single time, and it is absolutely true over and over again, and making the fans happy is what makes you rich. So here's the question. Walt Disney Company, which is more important to you, your agenda or making money? I guess we'll find out.